7 Little Johnstons. Liz says she's completely nervous for daughter Layton, 23 months, to start swimming lessons, exclusive. In a rare and deeply personal revelation, Liz Johnston, matriarch of the beloved TLC reality family featured on 7 Little Johnstons, has opened up about the emotional roller coaster she's experiencing as her youngest daughter, Layton, prepares to take her very first swimming lessons. At just 23 months old, Layton is stepping into a new phase of childhood development that, while routine for many families, carries unique layers of anxiety, hope, and vulnerability for the Johnstons. Speaking exclusively to sources close to the family, Liz admitted, "I'm completely nervous." Her words may seem simple on the surface, but they echo the complex realities of parenting, especially within a family where every milestone is magnified by both public attention and the nuances of life with dwarfism. For over a decade, viewers have watched the Johnstons navigate the joys and challenges of raising 5 children, 3 of whom, including parents Trent and Liz, have achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. From toddler tantrums to teenage heartbreaks, the show has offered an unfiltered window into a household that champions resilience, inclusivity, and unconditional love. Yet behind the camera, the Johnstons are, at their core, a family like any other, grappling with the universal fears that come with watching your child grow up, try new things, and inevitably, face moments beyond your control. Layton, the baby of the family, has been a source of joy and comic relief on recent seasons of the show. With her wide-eyed curiosity, infectious giggle, and ever-evolving vocabulary, she's quickly become a fan favorite. But as she approaches her second birthday, the Johnstons are entering uncharted territory. Layton is no longer an infant tucked safely in a carrier or held close in someone's arms. She's walking, talking, asserting her independence, and now, she's about to dip her toes into the world of formal instruction, beginning with swim lessons. "I know it's just swimming," Liz shared during a quiet moment away from the chaos of family life. But it's her first real lesson, not just playing in the water at the lake or splashing in the bathtub. This is structured. There's an instructor, expectations, maybe even other kids she doesn't know. And as a mom, especially one who's always been hyper-aware of safety, it's hard not to spiral a little. Her concerns are understandable. Water safety is a critical issue for all parents, but for families like the Johnstons, certain physical considerations add another dimension to the equation. Achondroplasia affects bone growth, particularly in the limbs and spine, which can influence balance, buoyancy, and coordination in the water. While these differences don't preclude individuals with dwarfism from becoming strong swimmers, in fact, many find swimming to be an ideal low-impact activity, the learning curve can sometimes require extra patience, tailored instruction, and heightened vigilance. Trent Johnston, ever the steady and supportive partner, acknowledged Liz's worries but also expressed confidence in their daughter's spirit. "Layton's fearless," he said with a proud smile. "She'll jump into anything, literally. If there's a puddle, she's stomping in it. If there's a slide, she's climbing it. We've been taking her to the pool since she was 6 months old, just to get her comfortable. She loves the water. So while I get why Liz is nervous, I think Layton's going to surprise everyone, including herself." The couple has been proactive in researching swim programs that are inclusive, adaptive, and experienced in working with children of all abilities. They've visited several local facilities, interviewed instructors, and even consulted with other parents in the dwarfism community for recommendations. Their goal isn't just to teach Layton how to swim, it's to ensure the experience is positive, empowering, and safe. "We don't want her to feel singled out or treated differently," Liz explained. "But we also don't want her to be put in a situation where the instructor doesn't understand her physical needs. It's a balance. We want her to learn confidence in the water, not fear." This emphasis on confidence over perfection is a recurring theme in the Johnston parenting philosophy. Throughout the series, Trent and Liz have consistently prioritized their children's emotional well-being and self-esteem, often going to great lengths to ensure their kids feel capable, seen, and supported, whether they're navigating school, friendships, or physical challenges. For older siblings, Jonah, Elizabeth, and Anna, the idea of Layton starting swim lessons is both exciting and nostalgic. "I remember my first swim class," Elizabeth recalled. I was terrified. But Mom and Dad stayed right by the edge the whole time, cheering me on. I think Layton's going to have that same support, and maybe even more, because she's the baby. Anna, known for her nurturing nature, has already volunteered to be Layton's practice buddy in the backyard pool. I've been showing her how to blow bubbles and kick her legs, she said. She thinks it's a game, which is perfect. If she associates swimming with fun, she'll be more willing to try when she's in class. Even Jonah, the family's resident jokester, has softened when talking about his little sister's upcoming milestone. She's tiny, but she's got this huge personality, he said. I just hope the instructor can keep up with her. She's gonna charm them into giving her extra turns with the noodle. Despite the family's collective optimism, Liz's nerves haven't fully subsided. In fact, they've only intensified as the first lesson date draws closer. It's not just about the water, she confessed. It's about letting go. Every time one of my kids does something on their own, rides a bike, goes to school, takes a class, it's a reminder that they're growing up. And with Layton being the youngest, it feels like the last time I'll get to do this particular first. That's bittersweet. Her sentiment resonates with parents everywhere. The transition from total dependence to budding autonomy is one of the most profound, and often painful, aspects of raising children. For Liz, who has poured her heart into creating a safe, loving home for her family, watching Layton venture into new experiences is both a triumph and a test of her own emotional resilience. Adding another layer to the situation is the family's public profile. Since 7 Little Johnstons premiered in 2015, the family has amassed millions of devoted fans who feel personally invested in each child's journey. Social media lights up with comments every time Layton appears on screen. She's so cute. She's growing so fast. Can't believe she's walking already. While the support is overwhelmingly positive, it also means that milestones like swim lessons aren't just private family moments, they're shared with the world. We're aware that people watch our lives closely, Trent said. And we're grateful for the love and encouragement. But at the end of the day, this is about Layton, not the show, not the cameras, not the comments. We want her to have a normal childhood, even if our family is on TV. To that end, the Johnstons have made a conscious decision not to film Layton's first few swim lessons. We want her to be able to stumble, giggle, cry, or succeed without worrying about how it looks on camera, Liz explained. This is for her. The cameras can wait. That protective instinct is nothing new for the couple. Over the years, they've drawn clear boundaries around what aspects of their children's lives are shared publicly. School struggles, medical appointments, and deeply personal moments are often kept off-screen unless the child involved gives enthusiastic consent. As Layton grows older, those boundaries will likely become even more defined. Still, the Johnstons recognize that their platform gives them a unique opportunity to educate and advocate. By openly discussing Layton's swim journey, including the nerves, the preparations, and the lessons learned, they hope to normalize conversations around adaptive parenting and inclusive recreation. There are so many families out there wondering, can my child do this? Liz said. Whether it's because of a physical difference, a developmental delay, or just general anxiety, we want them to know they're not alone. And more importantly, that their kids are capable of amazing things, even if it looks a little different. Already, the family has received messages from parents in similar situations, asking for advice on swim programs or sharing their own stories of triumph in the water. One mother wrote to Liz about her son with dwarfism who just earned his junior lifeguard certification. Another shared a video of her daughter's first unassisted float. These exchanges, Liz says, are what make the vulnerability worth it. It's not about being perfect parents, she reflected. It's about showing up, trying your best, and being honest about the messy parts. If our experience helps even one family feel less alone, then it's all worth it. As the day of Layton's first lesson approaches, the Johnston household is buzzing with a mix of anticipation and tenderness. Tiny swim goggles hang by the door. A colorful towel with her name embroidered in bright letters sits folded on a shelf. And in quiet moments, Liz finds herself watching Layton play in the sprinkler, marveling at how quickly time slips through her fingers. I keep telling myself to breathe, she said with a soft laugh. She's going to be okay. She's got her whole family behind her. And honestly, she's probably going to love it. But that doesn't mean I won't be standing at the edge of the pool, holding my breath, until she swims back to me. In that simple image, mother and daughter connected by love, water, and the quiet courage of new beginnings, lies the heart of the Johnston story. It's not about fame or television ratings. It's about showing up for each other, one splash, one lesson, one milestone at a time. 7 Little Johnstons family suffers devastating loss. In a heartbreaking turn that has shaken both their close-knit community and legions of devoted fans, the Johnston family, stars of the long-running TLC reality series 7 Little Johnstons, has suffered a devastating loss. While the family has not yet released specific public details out of respect for their privacy during this unimaginably difficult time, multiple sources close to the family have confirmed that one of their own has passed away unexpectedly. The news has sent shockwaves through the dwarfism advocacy community, the reality television world, and beyond, as fans around the globe grapple with the sudden absence of a beloved figure who, for over a decade, has invited viewers into their home, their struggles, and their triumphs. For those unfamiliar, 7 Little Johnstons first premiered on TLC in 2015 and quickly became one of the network's most enduring and heartfelt reality shows. The series centers on Trent and Amber Johnston, a couple both living with achondroplasia, a common form of dwarfism, and their 5 children, Jonah, Elizabeth, Emma, Anna, and Alex. What sets the Johnston family apart is not only their shared genetic condition but also their unwavering commitment to normalcy, resilience, and open communication. Over the years, the show has chronicled everything from navigating high school and college, dating and relationships, home renovations, career aspirations, and the everyday joys and challenges of raising a large family in which both parents and most of the children are little people. The family's authenticity and warmth resonated deeply with audiences. Unlike many reality shows that thrive on manufactured drama, 7 Little Johnstons earned praise for its genuine portrayal of family life, complete with sibling squabbles, parental wisdom, and moments of quiet vulnerability. Trent, often the steady, pragmatic voice of reason, and Amber, the nurturing and emotionally intuitive matriarch, created a home environment that emphasized love, acceptance, and self-advocacy. Their children, each with distinct personalities and dreams, grew up on camera, allowing viewers to witness their evolution from teenagers into young adults navigating an often inaccessible world with grace and determination. It is within this context of openness and connection that the family's current grief feels especially profound. Though the identity of the deceased family member has not been officially confirmed, speculation among fans has been rife, fueled by recent social media activity and the palpable silence from the Johnston household. Some have pointed to the absence of a particular child from recent family photos or public appearances, while others note the unusually somber tone in Amber's typically upbeat Instagram captions. Whatever the truth may be, the loss is undeniably seismic for a family that has built its public identity on unity and shared experience. Sources close to the family describe the days following the loss as unimaginably dark. According to a family friend who spoke on condition of anonymity, they're leaning on each other harder than ever. Trent and Amber are trying to be strong for the kids, but you can see the weight of it in their eyes. This isn't just a personal tragedy, it feels like the foundation of their world has cracked. The Johnston family has always been deeply involved in the dwarfism community, using their platform to advocate for accessibility, representation, and medical awareness. Organizations like Little People of America, LPA, have issued statements of solidarity, with LPA President Maria Williams saying, "The Johnstons have been beacons of visibility and empowerment. Their loss is felt by all of us who see ourselves in their journey. We hold them in our hearts and stand ready to support them in any way we can." Tributes have poured in from fans across social media platforms. Hashtags like #JohnstonStrong and #PrayForTheJohnstons began trending within hours of the news breaking. One fan wrote, "This family taught me it's okay to be different, to ask for help, and to never stop dreaming. My heart is shattered for them." Another shared, "I've watched their kids grow up like they were my own. I can't fathom what they're going through." The emotional impact is magnified by the fact that the Johnstons have rarely shied away from sharing difficult moments on screen. From Jonah's struggles with independence to Emma's journey through college and Alex's efforts to find his place in the world, the family has consistently modeled how to face adversity with honesty and love. Now, however, they face a pain too raw for television, a grief that cannot be edited or narrated, only endured. In past seasons, the show has touched on themes of mortality and legacy, particularly as the children have grown older and begun to contemplate their futures. In one poignant episode, Amber tearfully reflected on her hopes that her children would always stay connected, no matter where life took them. "Family is everything," she said. "No matter how big the world gets, you always come back to each other." Those words now carry a haunting weight. TLC, the network that has broadcast 7 Little Johnstons for nearly a decade, released a brief but heartfelt statement: "Our hearts are with the Johnston family during this incredibly difficult time. They have shared so much of their lives with us, and we are devastated by this loss. We ask for privacy and respect as they navigate their grief." Production on the show's upcoming season has reportedly been paused indefinitely. Insiders say that the cast and crew were already deep into filming when the tragedy struck, and the decision to halt production was made unanimously out of respect for the family's need to mourn. "This isn't just a job for us," said a crew member. "We've become like an extended family. Seeing them go through this, it's gut-wrenching." The loss also raises difficult questions about the future of the series itself. 7 Little Johnstons has been more than just entertainment. It's been a cultural touchstone for families living with dwarfism, offering representation that is still rare in mainstream media. For many viewers, especially young people with achondroplasia, seeing the Johnstons on screen was the first time they felt seen. Will the show continue? Can it, in the wake of such a profound absence? While no decisions have been made public, those who know the Johnstons well believe that their resilience will ultimately guide them forward. "They've faced challenges most people can't even imagine," said Dr. Evelyn Carter, a pediatric geneticist who has worked with the family for years. "But what's always stood out is their ability to find light in the darkness. I don't know what the future holds for the show, but I do know this family will honor their loved one's memory in everything they do." In the meantime, the Johnstons have retreated from the public eye, a rare move for a family accustomed to sharing their lives with millions. Their social media accounts, once bustling with updates, photos, and lighthearted banter, have gone quiet. The silence speaks volumes. Yet even in their absence, their impact endures. Schools and advocacy groups have begun organizing candlelight vigils in cities across the country. A GoFundMe campaign, launched by a close family friend to help cover unexpected expenses, has already raised over $250,000, testament to the deep well of love and support the Johnstons have cultivated over the years. For fans, the grief is personal. Many have grown up alongside the Johnston children, watching them navigate first loves, college applications, job interviews, and the messy, beautiful process of becoming adults. To lose one of them feels like losing a member of one's own family, a feeling amplified by the intimacy the show fostered. Reality television often blurs the line between performer and viewer, but in the case of the Johnstons, that line was never really there. They weren't performing, they were living. And in doing so, they made millions feel less alone. As the days pass, the family's inner circle continues to rally around them. Neighbors have left meals on their doorstep. Fellow reality stars, including members of the Roloff and Brown families, have reached out with private messages of condolence. Even strangers have mailed handwritten letters, sharing how the Johnstons inspired them to embrace their differences or fight for accessibility in their own communities. Amid the sorrow, there are glimmers of the Johnston spirit, small but significant. A neighbor reported seeing Trent outside early one morning, tending to the family garden, a ritual he's maintained for years. Another noted that Amber's car was spotted at the local community center, where she often volunteers. These quiet acts of continuity suggest that, even in the depths of grief, the Johnstons are holding on to the routines and values that have always anchored them. What happens next remains uncertain. Will they return to filming? Will they choose to share their journey through loss with the world, as they have with so many other chapters of their lives? Or will this be a chapter they keep private, sacred, and untelevised? Whatever they decide, one thing is clear: the Johnston family has already left an indelible mark. Through laughter and tears, triumphs and setbacks, they have shown the world what it means to love fiercely, live authentically, and stand tall, no matter your height. In the end, their legacy isn't just about dwarfism or reality TV. It's about family. About showing up for one another, day after day, even when the world feels unbearably heavy. And now, as they face their darkest hour, the world is showing up for them, offering prayers, support, and a collective promise: you are not alone. As fans wait for more information, many are choosing to honor the family by embodying the values the Johnstons have championed: kindness, inclusivity, and unwavering support for one another. In living rooms, classrooms, and online forums, people are sharing stories of how the Johnstons changed their lives, hoping that their words might somehow reach the grieving family and remind them of the light they brought into the world. Grief, as the Johnstons have often shown, is not a solitary journey. It is carried together, shared in silence and in tears, in memories, and in moments of unexpected grace. And though the road ahead will be long and painful, the Johnston family does not walk it alone. Millions stand with them, hearts broken but hopeful, holding space for their sorrow and honoring the life that was lost. In time, the cameras may roll again. The laughter may return. But for now, there is only love, and the quiet, steadfast strength of a family bound not just by blood, but by an unshakable commitment to one another, even in the face of the unthinkable.